The relentless wind sculpts this coastline, a constant pressure on the breeding grounds. In the crowded air, a few look for new space. On this rugged cliff face, a crowded seabird colony seeks refuge from the relentless ocean. The primary nest ledge, a secure breeding site on the massive cliff face, holds a completed nest of feathers and plant fibers. Perched precariously on the cliff face, the gannets guard their single egg, a fragile beacon against the elements. The storm intensifies, testing the fragile nest on the exposed cliff edge. These seabirds must now rely on instinct. The shelter has endured its first major test, but the damaged nest reveals that survival will require more than simply staying protected. Away from the cliff, every search for food carries a cost, because the fragile life waiting above depends on these journeys. The storm returns, testing the protective instincts of the parents as the nest buckles under the relentless weather. The relentless ocean meets the ancient cliffs, shaping a world of fierce beauty and predator pressure. The relentless ocean meets the ancient rock, where new life is preparing to enter a challenging world. The storm offers the chick a harsh introduction to the predator zone. The adults must now guard the nest against both nature's fury. The egg that survived the storm has become a living responsibility, and survival now depends on a constant search for food. The hatchling receives its first feeding while adults maintain protective positions around the nest, showing a new survival routine beginning. Leaving the breeding cliffs, the gannet embarks on a vital journey over the open ocean. The sea's shifting currents dictate a challenge. The young seabird enters a crucial phase of growth on the rugged nesting cliffs. The broken shell marks a new beginning, but the first days of life bring a greater demand for food, protection, and constant adaptation. The chick's growing strength is evident as it ventures from the nest. A parent returns with food, a vital interaction on the dangerous cliffs. The heavy coastal rain continues to challenge the growing chick, but the adult bird provides crucial shelter on the ancient cliff ledge. Each day brings more strength, but it also increases the pressure on the adults to keep pace with a growing life. The golden hour illuminates the final flight launch cliff, a vital arena for these birds. The chick tests its developing wings, a crucial step on the high coastal ledge. The hatchling gathers strength on the windy cliff, preparing for the demanding world ahead. The time has come for the young gannet to test its wings against the coastal gusts. The chick shifts its weight on the nest, surrounded by protective adults. The colony becomes a vigilant arena.
As the chick grows, the nest becomes a battleground. The sentinel watches from the edge as the tide rises against the cliff.
The chick's nest is disturbed, evidence of the growing pressure from the active colony around them. The encroaching threat forces the juvenile closer to the cliff's solid rock. The massive cliffs of the coastal colony provide shelter, but also connected pathways that pose a survival problem. The expanding colony created pressure roots, and now the ledge itself is failing. These birds must adapt quickly. On the remote Atlantic coast, a juvenile seabird finds itself in a precarious position amidst the bustling colony. The chick stays low while the adult guards the edge. Defense is key in the aftermath. The juvenile pushes beyond the nest, testing its independence on the cliff edge. The adult watches patiently. At the precipice of the juvenile training ledge, the young gannet grips the rock. It tests its wings, an act of pure instinct passed down. The storm-exposed cliff is a harsh classroom for survival. Here, a juvenile seabird learns to navigate the relentless. The juvenile seabird, now equipped with developing wings, tests the coastal gusts, timing its movements with the changing wind. The juvenile training ledge, a crucial threshold. The seabird's mature plumage is emerging, its expanded wings. After weeks of practice, the juvenile gannet stands ready on the edge, the ocean beckoning it to its first flight. With practiced precision, the juvenile gannet exercises its wings near the cliff edge, preparing for its maiden flight. The young gannet, now standing at the very edge of its high cliff nest, faces the strongest winds of its young life. The juvenile gannet commits to its descent, fighting the coastal winds. Every flap is a battle for control, but the cliff is no longer a shelter, but a memory behind a bird now entering the wider ocean ecosystem. With no landmarks left to guide it, the young gannet presses onward into the vast, unknown ocean. The fledgling's journey brings it to the heart of the coastal ecosystem. It skims the waves, a master of the air and sea. After 130 days of uncertainty, the young gannet has crossed the final boundary between dependence and independence. The young gannet, now alone, converts instinct into a stable rhythm, finding its place in the vast open ocean. The nest stands empty now, a silent testament to a journey begun. The young gannet departs the cliff, its powerful wings carrying it towards the open horizon, a symbol of its growing independence.